I'm picking Jalen Williams to start.
Okay.
This is the most obvious pick for me. It's just like, you drafting Peyton Sanford last year in the first round of our mock drafts. I've been talking about Jalen Williams for ages, but here's the reason why I think Jalen Williams is an important breakout player this year. A, you can make the case that Jalen broke out last year, and I will completely understand that. I think that J-Dub has been, outstanding now basically since halfway through his rookie season. But we're now at the point where they are elevating and they are genuine title favorites.
Yes.
He needs to make that jump from great player who can play defense, who can knock down mid-range shots, who can drive and finish at the basket, who can hit threes efficiently, who can pass and play make, who is all over the place with his long arms defensively, to, oh shit, this is a star. Oh shit, this is an all-star. That's what he needs to be. I think he does that this year. I think Jalen Williams is going to average something like, I don't know, 23 points, 5 or 6 rebounds, and let's go with like 4 assists per game. And we're going to be looking at Jalen Williams as like a real all-star level guy in the Western Conference by the time February rolls around.
So is this an all-star jump, or are we talking potential all NBA, like third team all NBA jump?
Look, I think around that marker, like to me, this is the Tyrese Maxey jump.
Okay, sure.
Basically.
Yeah.
Like Tyrese did not make all NBA. He made, the all-star game this past year. That's what this is to me. It's maybe he makes all NBA. Maybe they're just so good that, the all NBA team has to pick him. But I think it's more that he is their second all-star. He is their guy that they count on in the playoffs in important moments. And that he is the guy that they, along with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, rely on at the end of games in order to make things happen.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've already seen this, what I'm about to bring up from J-Dub, but I think where he really makes this hit is in the non-SGA minutes. Like the way he plays and how he looks when it's his team out there on the floor, when SGA is resting. I think this is where he can really, I don't know that people realize how good he is even in those minutes. I think we see him play off of SGA, and we've talked about this, right? I've given Kyrie Irving some credit for this, being able to play off of Luka Doncic in that role as a number 2, and then be the guy and flip that switch when Doncic goes to the bench and it's his team. J-Dub does that as well. I think he gets a lot of credit for playing off of SGA. I think this year, this breakout comes from people realizing how good he is when he's initiating the offense. He's running the show. He's playing with the ball in his hands, operating ball screens, playing with nuance. I mean, my one big note from the preseason game I watched was he's just so much more creative with his handle than I probably ever give him credit for. He's just, I think you look at his body type and his frame and you assume physical downhill drive, and sure, he can do that, but he also can navigate secondary defenders and has some finesse to his game to go with that. And then I think it's been mentioned how much he was shooting threes in the preseason as well, which is, if he knocks them down, your efficiency goes up because more points on less shots. We all understand the mathematics behind it. I like this. I had a hard time with guys that were taking that big jump, right? And so this is a really good call for that. Or that, I shouldn't say big jump. It'd actually be a smaller jump, but that jump to that next tier.
Well, and here's the other thing too. So the Thunder are losing Josh Giddey, right? They've brought in Alex Caruso. Caruso is not going to take on as much usage as Giddey did.
Yeah.
Which means there are going to be, opportunities in the backcourt that open up for Jalen Williams in a way that, for instance, in the front court with Chet Holmgren, right? Chet Holmgren basically kind of had the front court to himself last year. Now he has Isaiah Hartenstein, once Isaiah gets back from injury, unfortunately Isaiah is going to miss a little bit of time here, at least seems like maybe till December, where Isaiah is going to take some on-ball usage at the top of the key where he's like initiating actions. We've already seen that from them a little bit in the preseason. I think Jalen is the greater opportunity-based breakout here as opposed to Chet with them. And honestly, I just think Jalen's a little bit more ready with the on-ball stuff. That's the thing. Like Jaylen Williams last year averaged like 19, 4, and 4.5 or something, while like posting 54% from the field and like 42% from three, and consistently being like just absolutely insane in terms of getting to his spots and efficiently knocking things down. I think he's just so physical and so strong and so powerful, in addition to the creativity that you show, or you've just displayed and said that he shows, that Jaylen is the guy to me. Jalen's the obvious, breakout candidate here that will probably be their second option next to Shea. And I think he's going to take on that secondary ball handler role in a really, really impressive way and just run with it at the end of the day.
And the other thing, we know he's a good defender, right? But we've talked about this.
Yeah, he's fantastic on that end.
He may not have to take as tough of matchups this year. Like he may be in a situation where he can take easier defensive matchups, which either will allow him to play a little bit more of like the SGA role at time where he can roam and play passing lanes, which I assume he'll be great at that as well. Or just have really more, actually, or just have more energy in general to go play offense because he's not taking the pounding of guarding the other team's best player. So I think a lot of things line up for this to play out. And I mean, obviously I believe in this team winning enough games for them to have multiple all-stars and potentially even multiple all-NBA players.
Yeah. And so like, here's the other thing too. If you look at the West, like it's just a bloodbath for all-star berths, right? no matter what it is, it's just a complete bloodbath. If you look at the big position, it's like, oh, it's, we've got Alperen Şengün who probably wants to jump into that mix. We've got Wemby. We've got all these dudes that are going to be, jumping into that already established, like Anthony Davis level front court role. And then you've got in the backcourt, like all these dudes like Devin Booker and, whoever else you want to say,
Edwards,
De'Aaron Fox, like they're just all over the place, like let alone again, Ant and Steph and those guys.
Oh, I got
right?
you. Yeah.
And I think the world of somebody like Devin Booker too. So like, I don't want to sit here and say Devin's not going to make the all-star game, but whether or not he makes like an all-star game, I think that the leap is going to be all-star quality, right? I would honestly, I would guess that if Oklahoma City is as good as you and I think they will be, it probably will be that they get 2 all-stars. And I would guess that he will be the second one. But I mean, look, Denver always gets 1 all-star, even while they've been great. Like somehow Jamal Murray has never made the all-star game, which is always bizarre. But yeah, like to me, it's there's an opportunity-based jump. He's going to be efficient. Like he's just so strong and physical and so good with his touch around the basket that it's going to be hard for him not to be efficient. It's just going to be, I think that the leap is going to come with usage.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I did not have him here, but again, I kind of struggled with that kind of tier of players and getting very many names, but I'm for it.
I just wanted to have like one all-star level breakout was my idea. I understand if people are like, Jalen Williams broke out last year, what are you talking about? To me, like going from where he was last year to like the all-star level, that is a breakout. And I think he will do that.